Hello, Highland. Today is the first broadcast of a brand new semester.
Boy, am I grateful that this last term is over.
That reminds me, now seems just like the perfect time to catch up on some thank you notes.
Yeah.
All right, first one. Thank you to those random couples who are always making out in the halls. There is nothing else I'd rather see on my way to class.
I agree. Thank you, chicken dip. I've always wanted to see a chicken nugget dipped into a watermelon.
Nice. Thank you, New England Patriots, for losing and finally allowing someone else to win the Super Bowl.
Thank you, my wet shoes, for squeakily announcing my presence everywhere I go.
Thank you, Disney, because I really needed another Frozen in my life.
Didn't we all? Thank you, climate change, for finally giving me the smell of barbecue in January.
Okay, and with that, we now have a video titled K-Bomb. Let's see what that's all about.
Okay, hello, Highland. So I am with the lovely Carrie Bauman, and we are going to be talking about what kind of literature that we read in AP Lang, and we are going to also be talking about some more controversial issues, such as the use of the N-word.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For, 15 years or so, from a white man's point of view.
Yes.
And I feel like it's great in that it does that, but shouldn't we allow people of color to speak for themselves instead of white-splaining everything to them?
Yes.
I know, right? So I came across this other book called Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And it is a story that an essay basically that he wrote to his son, explaining how Black people in particular don't really own their bodies because they are at risk all the time. At any moment, someone can pull out some handcuffs and arrest them over basically nothing.
Okay, so now let's talk about, the N-word. The N-word carries a lot of historical significance with it. How do you defend not only the author's choices to include the slur, but your own to read it?
Yeah, right. So I have a lot of respect for the word because it's not my word.
It isn't.
And,
It's our word at home,
No. And so he used it because he was using the language of the time, of the 1850s. And he uses the N-word as a synonym for slave most of the time. And so I realize this is like a middle-aged white lady's cop-out, but I have respect for the word and I don't like to use it. But there are a couple of times in the book where there is no other word that captures that derogatory nature of the word and the shock value of the word. So there are probably twice that I say it in the classroom aloud as I'm reading Twain's words. But generally, I avoid it just because I don't want to become desensitized to it because I think words matter, language matters, and people's feelings also matter.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, I remember reading a passage, and they used the N-word to describe a person who died on a shipwreck or, a boat explosion.
Yes.
And they say, well, I'm so glad it was an N-word.
It was,
It could have been a human.
Yeah.
And it, made me want to cry. It was
Yes.
such a powerful moment. So I definitely agree with what you're
And
coming
it's
from.
telling us how they felt in that time, but don't we also now still have people who feel that way?
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't humanize everyone. They see some people as less than.
For sure.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bauman, for educating us about those texts.
Next, we have Cheer here to educate us further about some events happening in the next couple of weeks. Take it away, guys.
Hi, Highland. So this is McKenna, and McKenna won the Freak East broadcast poster for her graphic design class. A little bit about Freak East is Freak East will be next week, Tuesday, January 21st. Girls will be at 5:15 and boys will be at 7. Pep and Cheer will be performing at halftime, so come and support them. And dress freaky and scary to the game.
Okay, so for events and games this week, so we have a home boys basketball today at 7 versus Hillcrest, and the theme is tropical. And then tomorrow we have a home girls basketball game at 7. The theme is blackout. And then we also, on Thursday, we have an away boys basketball game at 7 at Cottonwood at Cottonwood. And then on Friday, we have a home boys basketball game at 7 versus Brighton. The theme is neon. We have wrestling senior night at 6 at home on Wednesday. And we have a swim invitational at Fairmont Friday and Saturday. And last but not least, we have our region cheer competition on Saturday. Highland Cheer will be performing at close to 2 p.m. It's at Corner Canyon. Tickets are $10 and you can buy them at the door.
So we hope you guys can come to the events this week and support your Rams. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming on.
That's some great information. Make sure to support your Rams.
You ready?
For what?
Ready? Give me an O.
Oh.
Give me an R.
R.
Give me a C.
C.
Give me an H.
Okay, no. Can we? Okay, can we please just skip to the orchestra? Moving on from music to film.
We have two guests to share some insight on the Golden Globes and this year's Oscar nominees.
Hi guys.
I'm John.
I'm Ethan.
Yeah,
So-
kind of the movie guys.
Yeah, so as you guys said, two things have happened recently in the movie community, and that's the Golden Globes and the Oscars.
So Golden Globes earlier this month, Oscar nominees just got released for 2019
Yeah.
movies.
So first, let's talk about the Golden Globes, which is basically the discount off-brand Oscars that nobody really cares about.
Pretty apt description, I would say. Ricky Gervais hosted for the 5th time, also the last time.
Joaquin Phoenix took home a win for Best Actor for Joker, which he really didn't seem too thrilled about.
Nope. And he also got arrested right after that.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
For
For
what?
climate change protest.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I respect
But
that.
hey, yeah, he's free now, so it's good. That's all that matters. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won Best Musical or Comedy.
I've always found it odd that we like to clump together musicals and comedies. The Golden Globes does,
Yeah.
at least, because it's kind of an insult to musicals and definitely an insult to comedies. So. The recent release hit 1917 won Best Drama, and Sam Mendes, not to be confused with the 14-year-old singer Shawn Mendes,
Of course.
won Best Director for that. So
Yeah.
that's great.
So, well, now that we're done talking about stupid Golden Globes, let's talk about the one that matters, the Oscars.
Yeah, like we said, the Oscar nominees just came out. Are there any surprises?
Joker is leading the nominations with 11, followed closely by Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with 10.
Which is pretty much insanity.
Yeah.
Taron Egerton got snubbed for Best Actor as well for playing Elton John in Rocket Man.
Yeah, but Parasite made history by being the first ever Korean movie to be nominated for Best Picture.
That's cool.
People are also up in arms about Frozen 2 not getting a nomination for Best Animated Feature.
Yeah.
Good.
That is completely fine.
I see no problem.
It's okay.
The indie publisher studio A24 got almost no recognition this year, which is a shame. They really only got The Lighthouse nominated, and that only got one nomination.
So do you guys have any Oscar picks for Best Picture?
I think,
Cats.
yeah, it got snubbed.
With James Corden, Jason Derulo, and Taylor Swift. You
Great
can't,
cast.
You can't have
Yeah.
a better
Best
cast.
movie I've ever seen,
Alright,
easily.
well,
10 out
We're
of 10.
done
Please
here.
go
I
on.
would say thanks for having us
No.
on, but
Okay.
Educate yourselves, please.
please.
Get out, get out. You guys, no.
Go watch Frozen 2.
And
Next
Cats.
episode, we have the Improv Club coming on, and they need ideas. So please check out the HTVS Instagram stories, and please submit more ideas so that they can come on.
Well, yeah, I think that's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching this episode of Seb and Dunny.
No. It's just HTVS today. Like actual HTVS, like not our
Oh,
really weird segment that we haven't done all year.
okay. Well, on that note, I guess I'll see you later.
No, you're not. You can't leave because then it's just the Seb show, and that's just Will It Snack, and I hate that.
There's like
No.
5 seconds left.
I can't eat any more things, please. Oh.